worst ability of all time.
I mean, he's the strongest sorcerer in his own verse. He blitzes pretty much anybody in his verse, but he
No,
still
no,
uses
no,
his.
but no. Let's listen. Just listen to the narrative implications of what you're trying to say, and I can debunk it another way. But again, just listen to the narrative implications. He can only stop things that he can perceive and already be faster than. Right? What's the point of the ability?
He's already
Legitimately, if you could only slow down things you were faster than already, why do you need it at all? That's so bad. That is a dog shit ability. That is a literal dog shit ability.
Again, even if you don't want to scale it to him, it still says that it's sorting or selecting targets automatically. So thus
Right.
you
So
would have to.
no. So what I'm saying is that the infinite distance is just always there. Like, but again, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah,
if he could only slow down things that were relative to him, why is infinity good? Like, at all? That is the most dog shit ability ever. Because we'll even put it this way. So his fight with Toji was blitzing the fuck out of this man, and he was still being slowed down by infinity. So why was that the case?
Toji during that fight, Toji wasn't really overpowering him or blitzing him that much.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I'll grab the scans for you. He was kicking the shit out of him at first. I love Gojo, but he was getting his shit fucking rocked in that fight, bro. Like he was getting his ass kicked. I'll pull it up for you. So oh god, I remember I'm on the small screen. Fuck. Okay, so bouncing around and everything. He's not just fast. He was something weird about. Oh man, I'm not even zooming on the right part. Fuck. All right, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Not just
Yeah,
fast, zero curse energy, bounce it all around, and then once he gets close, that's when the dude gets slowed down and gets thrown away. He knows about my technique, blah blah blah, and then he's so fast at the end of it that when he gets up close, literally can't even react. Like perception blitz this man with a fucking curse tool. The only way Toji knew he could get past him is if he used the curse tool during the perception blitz. Like, otherwise, every other blitz that he tried to do, he literally got stopped right here, stopped, and then fucking thrown into a goddamn building.
Thunderclap had that same analogy, right? But I'll show you. What chapter was it? What chapter?
I didn't watch Thundercluck's analogy video, but sure.
Sorry, here. Why the heck is it so zoomed in? All right, it's one. My fault. All right. So before this fight even started, right, they already established that Toji did not want to fight him head on due to he knows how powerful he is, and Toji himself does not have cursed energy regardless. So he needed cursed energy tools anyways. Why? I'll explain.
Yep.
When he attacked him in the beginning of the fight, right, he was hoping to take him out with just that sword, right? Gojo then states,
Correct.
right? He said he reinforced his cursed energy to make the sword didn't go any further, right? So even if he would have used that sword anyways, he would have never killed Gojo. Gojo would have just kept reinforcing his energy, and he would have never been able to do any further damage to him, right? So he needed that cursed energy tool to negate that. He didn't need a cursed energy tool to negate Limitless. Like Limitless was part of the problem, but it wasn't essentially the main priority. He needed that cursed energy tool to negate all of Gojo's abilities. And he states that. He was like, regardless of what he throws at me, I can negate that with this tool. It says that after he was revived as well. He was saying that Limitless was not directly the problem. Because again, he attacked him with a regular sword.
Wait, so what are you saying here? Are you saying that he blitzed through infinity right there?
what he was saying was he was sorting objects by danger levels, right? For him to be able to sort this manually, he would have to detect them. He was Toji already blitzed through his infinity. He didn't detect him enough to sort him or stop him.
Okay, sure. I'll address that. Hang tight. Let me grab this then. All right. Which chapter was this? Oh, nope, went too far back. Okay, I think I went, yep, narrowed it down. Here's the chapter. Perfect. All right, so flip the camera again. All right, so right here was the entirety of the arc. So they're protecting the Star Vessel. He's been using his ability for 3 days straight, and even stated by Geto right here. What about sleep? Blah, blah. You don't need, blah, blah. You're staying awake all night. I'm good, man. Blah, blah. We're good. You're saying yes. I'm assuming you read this.
Yeah.
All right, so then we get to the actual fight. When they fight, you're saying he didn't get his cursed technique off in time, right? So you were stating there he blitzed his infinity, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the problem. He didn't blitz his infinity wasn't on. This is the point of him having his infinity on all the time and not having his infinity on. He didn't have it on. The reason that you stated if he had used his cursed sword, the whole reason was that he could have just killed him right there. That's actually not the case at all either. Geto stated it, not Geto. Toji stated himself. No, Gojo stated himself, if he had stabbed him in the head with the cursed blade instead, then he wouldn't have been able to use his techniques at all. So the whole point is he just didn't have his infinity on, which is why it explicitly stated here as well. Where am I pointing? So now you're finally on the defensive. So now that he's on the defensive, he needs the cursed tool, which forcibly stops a cursed technique, and that's when he stabs him with the inverted spear of heaven.
Yeah, so I'll explain that.
He didn't have the infinity on whenever he first caught him by surprise. That's why he waited again, and I'll state this again. This is why he waited 3 days, and then he even took down the bounty on the Star Platinum vessel so that their guard would be down. He literally made them believe that nobody was no longer after the Star vessel. That is the narrative implications of all of this. He took down the bounty so that Gojo wouldn't even have his infinity on. Which is why he waited 3 days for him to exhaust himself first and then did it.
He said, that's why I waited until you were worn down. That he was literally at his lowest with cursed energy. That does not
exactly. That's exactly. That's why he didn't even have his cursed technique up. He was using it for 3 days straight. Exactly. So he didn't blitz his infinity. He waited until his infinity wasn't on.
At the infinity that was off. He said, I waited for you to... He said, it was my first time and the last time anyone was aware of my presence and I wasn't standing behind him. Gojo can detect him without him. He said, that's why I waited till you were worn down. This does not imply that he had his infinity down. This does not imply anything.
Yes,
this is saying that he waited.
No, what implies the infinity being down is him stating, "Oh, now you're on the defensive." Because once he put his because he tried to blitz past the infinity with his regular weapon, then got thrown into the building, and then he used the cursed spear of the inverted spear of heaven, and then went through the infinity.
So what you're saying is, at this moment, his infinity is not up at all. He puts his infinity up when he's on the defensive. That's what you're saying.
No. Whenever he first stabbed him, it wasn't on. And then he turned it on, which is why when he tried to blitz him again, he got thrown into the building. You literally see him throw Toji into the building. So then he used the inverted spear of heaven instead.
So we established that this cursed energy tool negates all cursed energy techniques, right? So
forcibly negation, yeah.
He takes out the cursed energy tool right here, and he blitzes. He blitzes him. So why wasn't he able to connect? If he can just negate
he did it. No, he did it. All right, bro.
Look,
let's pull that up.
He takes out the cursed energy tool.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's pull that up. I'll show you. I'll show you why you're wrong. Hang tight. I'll show you why you're wrong. So you're saying he pulls out the cursed weapon, right?
No, look. I'm showing you. Where's it at? Right? He's up here. Right? This is the scan. They're talking. He uses his technique. He's out of his way. He's out of his way. He's on the building now.
Yep.
He pulls out the cursed energy tool, and then he blitzes him.
Yep.
If he had the cursed energy tool out, and he could negate the cursed energy technique, why wasn't he able to bypass it?
Okay, so first off, that would further prove my point that if he's quote blitzing him and still getting thrown, then that's not how it works. But let me show you this right here. So, because you're showing the same scan, right? So you're saying he's right here, right?
Has the sword,
right?
though.
Yeah. So he's right here, right? Right. That's the weapon, right? And then when he's up here, that's the same weapon in his hand, right? Right there, right? This, right?
The other scan. You're literally missing the other scan.
No. Which scan? Which scan? So I'm not being disingenuous. Which scan?
Takes this is the.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, that one. Yeah, okay.
Hang tight. It out, and
hold on. Hang tight. Let me grab that one. Which one is that? Here, this one, right? Right.
He has the curse tool out, right? And he charges at him.
Yep. So look. No, hold on. Listen, look, right? So, right hand, sword. Left hand, inverted spear of heaven, right? He's attacking with his right hand.
Yeah.
Right here. Right hand. That's not the inverted spear of heaven. That's not. That's factually not the inverted spear of heaven. That's just the sword. That's just the sword, my guy.
Takes the sword out though. If he has the sword, he should be able to negate that. Right?
No. Then you would be substantiating that the inverted spear of heaven just has an insane amount of distance aside from just around its own tool, because he was attacking right here. You can see. I'm not being disingenuous. You can see. There's the right hand, and he pulls out the sword, not the inverted spear of heaven, with the right hand. And then, as you stated, this was a blitz. But then he still gets thrown backwards. Gojo literally tosses his ass.
He blitzes him or rushes him, whatever the case you may call it. He can still perceive that, and he gets knocked back, and he's like,
"How can you perceive it? You just stated he got blitzed. How can he perceive a blitz? You said the word blitz and then perceive. You can't perceive someone's blitz. That's why you're getting blitzed." Bro, how can you say you're getting blitzed and perceiving yourself getting blitzed? You realize that's incredibly contradictory, right? Like, you can't perceive being blitzed. That's how you're getting blitzed.
I'm not perceiving how he's getting blitzed. I'm saying that he says that he has zero curse energy. I can't read his mood, right?
No. You said yourself he's getting blitzed, but he still perceived it. That's literally what you said.
I get what you're saying, but that's not what I meant. I'm saying I meant blitz has.
Okay, what did you mean? What did you mean?
A blitz is like a rush. Like, in football, when you blitz someone, you rush them.
Bro, that is not the term that's used for blitz in any form of scaling whatsoever. It's just called the speed blitz for a reason, dude. But okay. Let's say that's the case. Let's say that's actually what you meant. Let's go.
I use it in the wrong context. He rushes him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bounces back. He hits him back, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said he can't perceive him or anything like that. He does not know where he's at. If his infinity, look right here. If his infinity is active, he's on the defense, and he rushes him. So are you saying that he cut through his infinity with this and negated it, and then stabbed him? Is that
So hold on. Well, one, yes, but first off, you also then just said he couldn't sense him, he couldn't perceive him. That's literally what you said, and chat can verify. That's what you said, and yet his infinity was still working. Exactly. Now, yes, exactly what I'm saying as well, and I'll pull this up as well. Whoops, that's not how to flip my camera.
But he already perceived that anyways. Like he literally perceived that. He said those are fly heads. Block them.
No, the fly heads aren't Toji. I mean that's not the same thing. I know that.
He's using that to distort his vision. He's using that to distort his vision. So he's blocking this, right?
Correct. So let's say you want to go with that, right? Let's say you want to go with that. He literally perceives him right here, right?
Yeah,
so
he perceives.
So hold on. So theoretically, the infinity should stop him, but then it turns out this time he's using the inverted spear of heaven. Exactly. So then it's literally stabbing through. Yes. So exactly my point. It literally went through. Yes. Exactly.
So that's what you're saying.
So you're trying to say that whenever he was outscaling his speed right here, again, I will show you verbatim, because you said I wasn't showing it. Right hand, not the inverted spear of heaven. This one, still right hand, not the inverted spear of heaven. Left hand, inverted spear of heaven. Blitzing with the right hand, inverted spear of heaven. Actually hides away, or I'm sorry, blitz with the sword. Actually hides away his left hand to not even show the inverted spear of heaven. And then gets tossed. So then the only way he gets past it, correct, with the inverted spear of heaven, that casually goes through reverse curse technique. Or not reverse curse, curse techniques, I'm sorry. Misspoke. So yes, exactly. Even though Toji was significantly faster than Gojo at this point, he still could not get past infinity. Exactly.
My next question is, right? You see this sword, right? You see the sword, right? Right here. He's putting this sword away and taking this one out and blitzes him with the curse energy tool. That's why the big sword's gone. You don't even see the big sword.
No.
And then he comes out with the curse energy tool, right? Because he rushed Gojo. Gojo blocked him, right? Again, he's on the defensive. He's on defense.
Sure. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yep.
Look, the same hand that you said that he had the other sword in. The same hand.
He has now switched to the inverted spear of heaven.
So
yes, correct.
That he into a building and then switched instead of actually seeing and perceiving that he's won.
Sure.
Already had this sword. Listen.
I'm saying sure. I'm not interrupting you. I'm saying sure.
He already had the sword out. He's like, this sword's not going to work. Right? He's just gonna use his curse energy and reinforce it. You see this sword? The sword's still in his hand, right here.
Hold on.
Putting this sword away.
Mystic. I'm saying sure. I know. I'm saying sure. I'm saying now, what's your point? Because right now we're just rehashing. So what's your point?
My point is he's attacking with the curse energy tool that negates curse energy, and then he still gets hacked away, right? And then he's like, he knows about my technique. He's laying low until he has a plan. That's why he took that curse energy tool out. He's already saying that Gojo has that Toji has the other curse energy tool out. He did not attack him with the bigger sword. This is Gojo saying this. He has some plan involved. That's why he took that curse energy tool out. He knows about limitless, etc. Right? So if he has that sword and he attacked him the first time, he should have been able to negate infinity, but he didn't. Right? Because Gojo blocked him before he can even get close to do it. Right? So what this means is, if you can speed blitz Gojo before he can perceive it. This is before manual, not automatic. This is before manual. If you can perceive it, right? Look, like you said, he speed blitzed him. He saw him. But by then, it was already too late. He was already in his infinity. He could not even activated it, which has resulted in this. which resulted in this. Again, no other sword would have worked against Gojo. He would have just reinforced his curse energy, which is why he took this one out in the first place. That's what he assessed, and Gojo said that. So again, he needed this not only for Limitless, but for every technique. And this is stated in previous chapters. He said that he's the kid that possesses the two rarest abilities at the same time. I do not want to go toe to toe with him, especially given the fact that he doesn't have curse energy tools as well. So of course he's going to use a curse energy tool that negates all curse energy techniques. He even says that in the next few chapters. He's like, whatever he throws at me, it doesn't matter because I will negate it. He has this curse energy tool, right? So again, you said these are your words. Again, you said that he attacked Gojo. You said that he attacked Gojo with the bigger sword. You said he took both swords out. And then you see the next panel, he doesn't have that sword. Because this is what's happening. He's putting this sword away and taking the other one out, and he has the curse energy tool that can negate curse energy techniques, right? And he's rushing him, not blitzing, rushing him. Gojo sees him and blocks him, right? He's saying that he can't read his moves. He's not saying that he can't perceive him. He's saying that he doesn't have curse energy techniques to read his move, right? So then he's knocking him back, and now he's on a defense. What I'm saying is, we don't even have to scale infinity to Gojo. I will give you the advantage and say that Gojo, or the technique itself, is sorting objects. I stated, hold on, because everyone keeps the targets for the technique were selected automatically. That means the technique is selecting targets to sort. And then Gojo says, to be precise, it says the target is me. So not only the target is Gojo, basically, and he's not blocking targets from touching him. He's blocking him from touching targets. This is not always is passive, but he's not constantly surrounded by infinity. And the main point that people like to bring up is that if he stepped on the ants, even though the first scene of that is Gojo stepping and laughing, and then you see his face. You don't even see his full body. So again, the technique itself, as stated, what was happening manually was happening automatic now. This does not imply a speed increase. That's the only reason why I said you can use the technique to scale the Gojo, right? So what was happening automatic now, our manual is now automatic. I was able to sort objects into danger levels by amount of curse energy, mass, speed, and shape.
All right, hold on, Mystic. Right? Mystic, I've just been waiting, but like you're now you're getting to the point where you're just shotgunning like 8 things. Like, all right, so like I was just letting you go. You just kept going. Like, bro. All right, so you're saying sure. So let's say that he had to use the reverse spear of heaven, like. Okay, so exactly, whenever he was being outclassed in speed, he needed the reverse curse or the reverted spear of heaven in order to bypass infinity. So yes, exactly. Things that are faster than him will still be detected and still be slowed down. Exactly. So that actually just proved my point. So, because you then acknowledged the only way that he could get past infinity is with the inverted spear of heaven. Like you just straight up said that. So yes, exactly. If you scale above Gojo, the only way to get past it is by negating the technique. Because again, it would be a dog shit ability if the only thing he could slow down were things that were relative to him.
I get what you're saying. Yes, it would be a dog. It would be a dog shit ability. But what I'm saying is, right, the first time he rushed him, Gojo saw it and blocked him, right? Gojo is now perceiving him, or now he has to speak. Not perceiving him. He saw him, and that's why he blocked him. Which is why he goes into the defense, because now he can't detect him because he doesn't have curse energy. So he speed blitzes him again, not in front of him, but behind him instead, right?
Wait, so he doesn't have curse energy right here? You said that? Yo, what up, Chris again? So you're saying he doesn't have curse energy here?
Toji doesn't have curse energy. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Toji. Oh, I thought you said Gojo. My bad. I misunderstood. Okay.
No, okay. Gojo has curse energy. I'm saying Toji doesn't have curse energy, which is why he detect him, right?
Why he couldn't detect him?
Yes, which is why he came behind him. For him, I know what you're trying to say, but to say that he speed blitzed him and like he literally sees him, like he's jumping, bouncing around, and he tries to.
Okay, no, hold on. I'll stop you there before you go on another tangent. Remember, I was only saying blitz because you said blitz.
I know
you said blitz.
I know.
So ignore that point then, because I was only saying blitz because you said blitz. So ignore that.
So, all right. So even if we can establish that Gojo is putting an infinite amount of space, or not an infinite amount, an
Yo, what up,
infinite
Kuros?
an infinite space between him and an attack, right? We can
Mhm.
establish that. Now,
Oh,
regardless
we can.
of
We can. So we can
right,
establish that.
if the technique is stated to be selecting targets to,
No, no, hold
block
on. Before that, you're okay establishing an infinite distance. Before that,
I mean, somewhat. Only my only argument is because as stated in mathematics, a converge for a series to converge is a sequence of partial sums that has a finite limit. That means that Gojo is adding partial sums at that are finite. He's adding partial finite sums. But I know what you're saying that the Arthur or his friend or whatever who works
when they further
you know
substantiated it, yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, said that it's an infinite space or whatever like that. But like the definition by definition is wrong because then it wouldn't be a convergence because a series that says to diverge is when the limit is infinite. Those partial it wouldn't be partial sums; it'll just be infinite. It would be a divergence of an infinite series. That was my point. My point is that the per the definition it's wrong. And I'll hold on. I think I got another one. Let me move this out of the way. I'll accidentally hold new. Let's see. Did I delete it?
So why y'all saying rare Kuros W? Kuros is right on a lot of things. We just disagree on this one.
All right. So it says I got him. All right. It says a convergence in a mathematical mathematics, right? Is approaching a limit or more closely as an argument variable or function increases or decreases, right? You cannot increase or decrease infinity because it's already increasing infinitely. It's an infinite amount of space or it's an infinite anything, right? As stated in mathematics, it'll be written as infinity plus one or an infinity plus s. Infinity plus s or infinity minus s. You can have lower levels of infinity, yes, but regardless of that, it would still be infinity. So I'm saying that for him to put an actual amount of infinite space and call it a convergence of an infinite series is just wrong. They just got that wrong. But I'm not going to argue with the creator. So like you said the creator said that it's an infinite space, but in the definition you showed, he didn't say infinite space. He said infinity space, which can mean a never ending, but not starting. Like for instance, it can be a finite space, but it's infinite and it just continues on forever.
Oh no,
it's not an actual.
No, not true. In an infinite space, that can happen. It says infinite. It straight up says infinite, not infinity. Infinite in an infinite space.
It was a previous one you showed. It was a previous one. It was like I said, in infinity space. Not...
Okay, but that one says infinite.
Yeah, but if it's an infinite space, we can just leave it at that, right?
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm cool with that. All right, so let's move back onto the Toji thing. So infinite space. All right, so you said you're okay with the infinite space. Okay, so now, and then you established and you agreed that the only way he got past it now was with the cursed tool technique, which just further substantiates that even if you're faster than him, you still would get stopped by infinity. So where are you going from here?
He was all right. So my argument was that.
Sorry, real quick. Chris said Gojo's top 10 in hotness. Facts.
Not that he was faster than him. I said that it literally says that he has zero curse energy. I can't read his moves. It wasn't saying that he was faster than him. He just saying that he couldn't read his moves, right? So he tries to get close, couldn't, right? He cannot detect.
Oh right, because I forgot we're not using the anime term of blitz. We're using your term of blitz. Okay, never mind then. No, I forgot. We're not using the anime term for blitz.
Disregard blitz. I will say rush. Sorry, that's not me. I will say rush. He said he's fast, right? How is he so fast? Not saying that I can't perceive him at all. He's just saying I can't read his moves because of the lack of curse energy that he has, right? So then he goes on to not because I stated by Toshi himself that he did not want to be in a 1v1 fight with him because of how powerful he is. So he's using, other things in his surroundings, other curse energy, attacks to basically distract him to keep him on guard, right?
Right. I understand what you're saying. So let me just ask this. So at this point, we've now established then that Toji was not blitzing because you're retracting blitz, right? He's not blitzing, right? You're retracting that. So he wasn't blitzing him. The only way past his infinity was with the Chris is my son. Shut up, Chris. So the only way past it was with the inverted spear of heaven. So what's the point now in this fight? What's the point now in this fight? Because right now all we've established so far is that the only way past it is with the inverted spear of heaven. That is successfully what we established now. Unless I'm missing something. What else have we established?
I'm just saying, for Toji to get past his infinity, for someone who Gojo, as you said, he perceived him. For Gojo, who can perceive him, would be to A, be faster than him, or B, have a cursed energy tool that negates that. If Goku is faster,
Gross.
He would not, again, he would not even perceive Goku's attack before it even happened.
Right. Okay. This is what I'm asking. Right. Again, this is what I'm asking is at this point we've established. Let's say sure. Let's now establish that they were relative to each other. Right. That's fine. That's fine. And I'm okay with that. That's fine with me. What part of this is for your argument? Because now, all that we've established is the only way he got past infinity was with the reverted spear of heaven that negated the ability. That's what we now all of that just established that.
Okay, so again, let me see. All right, I'll say it in the beginning. You said I don't. Forgive me. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what states? Actually, no. I'll go to the previous chapter and actually go into it and show you. Because what states that the moment that he went into that barrier, he dropped his infinity? What states that he no longer had that infinity on? If it stated,
but again, hold on. But remember, this is what I'm saying is we went through all of that, and now none of that matters because you have now agreed that he perceived him and they were relative in speed. So like, none of that. Kuros, I will agree to that. Goku probably does have a bigger meat. But what I'm saying is none of that now matters because you have now established that Gojo could perceive Toji. And so the only way he got past infinity was with the inverted spear of heaven. So like,
no, I'm saying you said that. What I was saying was that he perceived him right at the last moment when he was already in his like area of infinity, or like he's already blitzed that infinity. I'll show it, right? Because you can see the radius of the infinity, right? It's like around his body. This is like the little clear, or like basically like a circle around his body. He's already in there, like he's already in that space, right? Gojo perceives it. So by your logic, at this moment, he should be able to block him, but he can't. He's already in his space, right? So when he stabs him, he's like, all right, I'll just use he can just reinforce his energy and stop this attack, but he couldn't because it negates that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like, regardless, this, even like you said, regardless of this, if the technique is sorting objects, right, as stated by Gojo himself, because what he was doing manually is now being doing automatically, right? If this technique is sorting objects at massive FTL or FTL speeds faster than he can perceive it, there's no proof for that. Not even trying to say. I know I watched you and Kuro's video before. You were saying that to say that he can't block FTL characters because he hasn't done it would be an argument from ignorance. I get that, but to sit here and say that he can block anything just because of his infinity and what it does is kind of a reach.
Nope. So I'll just go. I'll stop you there because again I feel like you're going. Oh, did you freeze?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're back. I'll stop you there because it feels like at that point you're going to go shotgun, right? So yes, you agree. You said an argument from ignorance because as you're stating, he's never shown to do it, so therefore he can't. Is textbook argument from ignorance. I can pull up the definition if you'd like, but we'll go into what you said after then. Hold on. Because remember, I don't try to interrupt you. I just want to let you talk. Yeah. That's why you shotgun for like 5 minutes straight. So, all right. Yeah, so you're saying to say that it can stop anything, right? And chat can verify because a lot of people are. I never once stated it can stop anything. Never once stated that. So right there, you're straw manning me. I'd never once stated it could stop anything.
No, not like anything. Ever. Like at any speed. All right. Or like
that's what you just said. I never said any speed either. So now twice now you are straw manning me by trying to make my argument for me. I never said either one of those things.
Okay, so
Not
if you said
neither.
if he sorry to interrupt you, but if you're saying that he cannot stop anything at any speeds, what is your argument for that he can stop Goku?
Because Goku has a finite speed.
If Goku is massive FTL, right? You can some can even scale him to immeasurable, but we're not going to do that.
No, he's not. Oh god, no, he's not.
No,
I mean, if you want to go down the immeasurable route, we can.
No. I said some, not me. I'm just saying some would scale him to immeasurable. I'm saying massive FTL. If he is massive FTL,
real quick, do want to pause for just a second. Kuros, who has a bigger meat, Joy Boy, Luffy, or Goku? All right, keep going.
Oh god. All right, but so if you want to say that if Goku's speed, right? If his limitless or Gojo's limitless, right? If you want to say that he was, as stated by Gojo, that this is sorting objects at speed, massive FTL, what is your argument for that? Because if there is
no. See, again. Nope. So again, my statement is that there is again, because you're at this point now misrepresenting my argument. Again, I am Luffy got Garth. God damn it, gross. I am stating that there is always an infinite distance around him. As stated by the author, they stated it is just an infinite distance that is around him. And then as stated here, yes, he sorts things out so he can choose what to let through, right? So because there is an infinite distance around him, that therefore means then that you cannot cross an infinite distance unless you have infinite or higher speed. I never once stated any speed. I never once stated that what was the second one that you said? Immeasurable or whatever it was. But I never stated any of those things. Okay, I stated that he always has an infinite distance around him.
Okay, so what is your argument for that? Because as the author said that bringing infinite space or his ability is an infinite space, right? But what is your argument that it's always constantly surrounded by infinity?
Sure.
What is the argument?
Yeah, I can bring that one up too. Hang tight. What chapter was this one? I think I went too far. Yes, I did. Hey, yo, Kuros, while I'm grabbing this, next question. You said Luffy's is girthier. Whose would you rather have? Luffy's or Goku's? Not which is bigger or which is girthier. Whose would you rather have?
So he's gonna say Joy Boy.
That's the real question. You'd rather have Luffy's? Shit. Everyone's saying Luffy. Y'all down bad as fuck. Luffy meat is luscious. Y'all down bad. Y'all are down so bad right now. Fucking hell. Alright, here we go. I had to remember what chapter I was using. Is that a screenshot or is that the chapter?
This is screenshot.
All right, bet. So, what I'm doing manually. Oh man, where's my camera? There it is. So the manually one. I'm going to read that one. You already know that one. Be nice to eventually do poisonous objects. You know that one. Blah blah. Can almost have it on. All right, here we go. I can almost, right? In the past, I can almost have it on at all times, right? And then next panel, just so you know, next panel. These aren't screenshots. Next panel.
Yeah.
I went too far. I've finally perfected minimizing the necessary hand signs, simultaneously activating multiple red and blue respectively is coming along as well, being able to use purple. Other than that, I have to work on my domain and long distance teleportation techniques. All three of these things that he has stated, he can now do in the current time. So, yeah, through inductive reasoning, it's pretty clear to assert and assume he can also have infinity on at all times. He stated he was training to do all of these things, and now he can do all of these things. So yes, I would say it's pretty obvious to state he can now keep it on at all times.
I agree, but what I'm saying is that's a misinterpretation, because what he's saying is that I'm able to leave this technique basically active with minimal resources, right? He's basically always active, right? So with that being said, if the technique is stated to be sorting targets, right? That means that this technique is always sorting targets. That means that the technique is happening or sorting these targets at a finite speed. He said that he's activating this stuff simultaneously, right? That is happening without him having to think about it or activate it, right? So if this is happening, the technique itself, as stated by Gojo, he was sorting these objects, and what was happening manually is now happening automatically. So that means that if he's sorting objects, the technique itself is now sorting these objects. So with that being said, it's always sorting objects. It's not always putting infinity or infinite space around him. It's just that whenever attack is in range, or whenever an attack gets in that space or his domain or his area, the technique blocks it, right?
Okay, so
argument,
right, so we'll go with that, right? So we're saying I can almost have the limitless activated at all times. So are you agreeing he has it on at all times?
No,
are you at least agreeing with that?
I disagree with that. The technique is always passive.
Or no, that wasn't a negative question. That was just a question. Like, do you agree it's on all the time? That wasn't an attack. That was just a question.
Yeah, the technique itself is always active, but he is not constantly covered or surrounded by infinity. My argument for that is because that's like him saying, "Oh, I gotta go take a piss or a shit, and I have to let my shit bypass infinity." That's like a crazy ass argument, or that's like a crazy. It's not a really good argument. Or for him to walk on the ground, he would have to let his feet bypass infinity every time he walks, or basically in order to like walk through a door or something, or to touch a door handle, he would have to let himself bypass infinity. You see how crazy that sounds?
To assert that would be crazy, because limitless, as you stated, which would be on all times. You said you have no problem with that. Yeah. He's asserting, or not asserting, sorry. He is sorting danger levels. Dude, why would his shit be a danger level?
That's what
Bro, what the fuck? Why would his shit be a danger level? Bro, what?
My argument. No, look, that's
hold on, no, pause. I just want to make sure you're aware. You did say that.
I know. Look, that was a terrible example. Okay, my argument. Is like,
okay, but as long as you can admit that was a terrible example, as long as you can admit that, because bro, that was
my argument. Okay, look, I know that was out of pocket. But my argument for that is like, if he's sorting things, or if the technique is sorting things by danger levels, how would the technique know what is dangerous? This is happening, or is detecting things at a finite speed. This is not happening at infinite speeds. That's what I'm saying. That's my only argument, right? So if Goku is faster than his technique can perceive attacks, right? Goku would bypass infinity every single time. That's my argument. Now, I'm not saying that it's not active. It's always active. It's basically always active. It's always sorting these targets, right? Or these objects. I stated objects are something that you can see and touch. So if he's sorting these objects, right, that means that he's able to walk, he's able to open doors, able to touch things without having to let himself bypass infinity. It automatically activates when there is something that is reached the requirement of the danger levels. So if this technique, right, if Goku is faster than the technique can perceive it, or is faster than is able to sort these objects, Goku bypasses infinity every single time. That's my argument.
Okay. All right. As long as you're agreeing that your other one was shit, then we can go from there. That's fine. As long as you're okay with that part, like, because that was bad.
No, I know that was a terrible example, but I was just going, and I just.
That's fine. Like I said, as long as you're aware of that one. All right. So
even active, again, always active. That means that he has to let his bed bypass infinity in order to take a sleep, or he's forever falling in a sense because it's infinity, right? So like, day-to-day things, drinking water, touching things, right? If his infinity is always blocking everything, then he wouldn't be able to do normal things without letting his infinity bypass something. Thundercluck said that he's subconsciously allowing these things, right? For you cannot subconsciously allow something to happen. You cannot directly control your subconscious. So he cannot say, "Oh, let me just let air in. Let me just let light in. Let me just do all this stuff without thinking about it." That's my argument. The technique itself is only sorting objects, as stated, right? So anything that's faster than the technique can sort it will bypass it.
Okay, so this is what you're stating, right? And then you also agreed, however, that Limitless is always on, right?
Yeah, the technique itself is passive. It's always on.
Right.
It's not
Okay, so the technique is passive, and you also agreed that the author, you said you won't argue with the author, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what he allows in is obviously what is a problem. Like, this is why your shit argument you said was admittedly bad. Like,
Yeah.
so
It was. Yeah.
it's all good. It's all good. I had a good laugh about it. Everyone had a good laugh about it. It's cool. But what I'm saying though, then, is if you agreed Limitless is always active, and you agreed that the author is correct, then there is always an infinite distance around Gojo for anything that is a threat to him. Right?
Yeah. So it's always blocking everything that's a threat to him. But if it can't detect, how is it going to block it? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let's say for that. So what are standard battle assumptions?
Or are you saying that it's constantly blocking everything, and whatever is not a threat to him bypasses it?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's sorting it out through danger levels, which is why like the eraser just like blunked him on the head because he didn't care about it.
All right. So again, that's my original argument. My original argument is saying that if it's able,
no, I was just saying like, did you agree to that? Like, are you okay with that? Right. That's all I'm asking. Yeah.
So
okay.
If it's
oh, sorry. Go ahead. I want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I completely agree with that. Again, if it's blocking everything that's dangerous to him, how is this technique detect something faster than it can detect what's dangerous to him? Or is it just blocking everything and allowing things that are not dangerous to him in?
Exactly. Allowing things that are not dangerous, because it's, that's why, again, the eraser hit him, because it wasn't dangerous. Right? Now, let's go into what are standard battle assumptions.
So my battle assumptions, right, is that if Goku is faster than
no, not that. No, what are standard battle assumptions? Like, how does every versus battle, by whether you use character stats and profile or versus battle wiki, whichever one, what are the standard battle assumptions for a fight?
Honestly,
no worries. So you don't know? Totally fine.
No.
That's not a jab. Me saying you don't know, that's fine. A lot of people have a misconception of what standard battle assumptions are. Everyone assumes, bloodlusted, so they're like, Goku blows up the planet, right? Standard battle assumptions is facing each other, no knowledge of the other person's abilities, but in character, but willing to kill. That's all standard battle assumptions that is been, I shouldn't say universally, but typically accepted within any versus battle match. So they already know that they're fighting, right? Because that's also the assumption. Otherwise, they're not just going to be, hey, what's this random guy? Otherwise, they'll end up eating, right? They'll end up just eating with each other. They know that they're enemies. So he already knows Goku is a threat. So therefore, the infinite distance is already going to know Goku is a threat. And as you stated, Limitless is always on. So the fight doesn't just start with, they're looking at or they're not looking at each other, and then all of a sudden Goku just gets the speed blitz. It's they're facing each other. They are looking at each other. They have no idea about their abilities, but they're looking right at each other. That is standard battle assumption. Yeah, I can pull up the verse battle wiki if you want me to, but that's that. They're also technically in like New York and shit, but still, like,
no,
that's the battle assumption, right?
Yeah.
So if he's already looking at Goku is in character, so he's not just gonna blow up the planet or go MUI off the bat and just speed. And again, let's just say he does speed blitz infinity, which again I'm not agreeing to, but he's not just gonna So he already thinks Goku is a threat. Goku is now having to cross an infinite distance because it's not even sorting him anymore. He's looking at him and they know that they're fighting. He's sorted. He now is on the bad side of Limitless.
So basically what you're saying is that now that Gojo has detected the infinity itself, detected him as a danger. So it does
now that Gojo knows that Goku is a danger, he's already sorted by Limitless now. It's not like it's just like, the moment they fight, Gojo was just standing somewhere and Goku somehow gets to just blitz him without him looking and having no idea what's happening. Standard battle assumptions, you are facing each other in the middle of New York, but you know what I mean. You're facing each other in character, not bloodlusted, despite what so many people think for some reason. And so yeah, he's looking right at Goku, and they know that they're fighting, obviously, otherwise two main characters wouldn't fight at all. So he's looking right at him. And he knows that they're about to fight. So yes, he's already on the bad end of the Limitless.
So my perception of Limitless is the opposite of that. I'm saying that if it's sorting things by objects, by danger levels, or sorting objects by danger levels, right? That means that whenever anything that gets in his space will be determined whether it's dangerous to him or not and stopped, right? That's what I'm saying.
Whoa, hold on. It has to be within his space first?
Like obviously his infinity is not everywhere. It's like he has a certain amount or space between him and his infinity that is being blocked. That's what I'm saying.
But he can't just look at something and know that it's a threat? Because as you stated, what was previously done manually is now automatic. So if he's looking at someone, he can still think that person's a threat, and then now he's on Limitless's bad side.
Yeah. So like if the same argument with Toji, right? If he